Hey everybody, this is Chris with Surf Financial Brokers. Recently in the news there's been a lot of information about cannabis, and certain states are starting to legalize cannabis. And people have asked us how that affects life insurance. And so I want to just kind of go over a few things with you in that regard. A little background first. Back in the 90s, really there was only about 24% of the population was in favor of legalizing any kind of cannabis or marijuana. That number, of course, has changed, and it's currently more along around like 66%. So with more and more states making cannabis legal in some form or fashion over the last 20 years, the insurance industry has had to adapt and alter their own guidelines. So how does that affect the rates of cannabis users, and can they get life insurance, and what happens to these rates? Well, you might actually be surprised to know that there are plenty of carriers out there who will insure cannabis users. And they're not just limited to those companies that do, the no exam companies that are always a little bit more expensive. Um, Actually, one can still be approved for a traditional life insurance policy if they use marijuana or cannabis. Just like policies for tobacco users, they're going to have some slightly higher premiums, but most companies are going to treat cannabis the same. So there are a few factors to figure into the equation when they determine these rates, and some of them are gender and general health condition, and if the applicant, which is the person applying for the policy, is actually using it recreationally, or if they have a prescription for medical marijuana. So when you consider that tobacco has more known negative health effects than marijuana, the rates can be comparable to smoker rates, or even in some cases, it might be a little less. Ultimately, the most successful way to get the best life insurance rates is to shop around and compare multiple insurance companies. That way, one can find out what policies are out there and best suit their needs and their budget. What we do is we actually at Surf Financial, we offer a very easy to use quoting tool that asks specifically about cannabis use and tobacco use, and it will ask a few questions and give you a good selection of carriers, their rates, and any other information that you may need. And if you see the rate you like, you can actually start an application right there online. Keep in mind, though, that when it comes to calculating insurance rates for cannabis users, there's no one homogeneous answer for everybody. So each company sets their own rates, they have their own underwriting guidelines, and things can vary from carrier to carrier. Another thing to remember is that when it comes to marijuana, we all know that it's being used to treat a wide variety of medical conditions, from pain to anxiety. And the insurance company's underwriters may be more concerned about what those medical conditions are that you're getting treated than the actual marijuana itself. So that means that your premiums could be higher as a result of health risk like cancer, autoimmune diseases, which are being treated with the cannabis instead of the actual cannabis use. Of course, there are those people who use cannabis and marijuana for recreational use, and for those folks, the insurance companies will still issue a policy. Their main concern is going to be usage, frequency, and things like that. How much do you smoke? How often do you smoke it? Or what form are you taking it in? Is it edibles? Are you smoking? Is it a tincture, the little oils? And they may include other concerns as well. Do you drink? Is there alcohol? And they're trying to get an overall lifestyle, figure out what your lifestyle is like in that regard. Or, I think we all know that some people just like to party a little bit more than others, while other people are using cannabis for actual medical use reasons. So so anyway, there's all kinds of questions there, and it's just a lot of different factors involved. What I recommend is go over to Surf Financial Brokers. You'll see a tab that says products and quotes. Um, hit that tab, and you'll see a life insurance, and it's very easy to use. It'll walk you right through the process, ask some questions. My advice is to be very upfront, honest, and answer the questions as honestly as possible. And you'd be surprised at what you find. And if you see some a policy that's in your budget, like I said, you can go ahead and start the application process right there. So if you have any other questions about this, give us a call or just drop us a note online, and we'd be happy to help you out. And as always, please stay healthy, and we hope we can help you in the future, and have a good day.